Well, something a bit different. You join me today in Aberystwyth. We are off on a collection caper. It's going really well so far. The little sign over adapter on my DJI Osmo action camera has broken, so I'm having to record this on my mobile phone. But train's just coming in, so I think I'd better go and get into the station. Promises to be quite the event today, so really looking forward to it. Yeah. It's interesting. The train is stopping all the way down at the far end of the station today. I'm going to find out why that is. But we're going to Telford to collect the new car. It's a car I've always wanted. I'm really excited about it and looking forward to it. Although the feedback on the place I'm buying from is somewhat dubious. In fact, one bloke threatened to chin him next time we saw him, so that's encouraging. Oh, here is the train. The train has dropped everyone off, I think. It was kind of waiting outside the station. I don't know why that was, but the train is now here. Class 158, I think it is. I'm on this train for 2.5 hours, so I'm not going to rush to get on it because we've got an awful long way to go. I hope the sound is working. It's the first time I've tried using the wireless, Rode Wireless, with my mobile phone, but I need to get my mask on because that's a requirement of public transport, and we'll get underway. Well, that went well. The train broke down, so we very nearly made it to Shrewsbury, but we're actually back in Welshpool, which is no help at all. So it's going really well, this collection caper. This is the first time I've had a breakdown before I've even got to the destination. I'm trying to work out what to do next. There's another train due through in half an hour, so it might make more sense to wait for that than road transport. Of course, stations aren't generally very manned these days, so I'm going to try and find out what to do. That was the train just departing. Just got the coach to Shrewsbury, and we just missed the train. Marvellous. Well, that was frustrating. The next train's about 20 minutes, so it's not too bad, but the next train is going to be the one we should have been on anyway, I think. So I could have just waited at the station the other end, but you're never entirely sure it's going to work, are you? So yeah, thanks Transport for Wales. That's been a great day. I'm now going to be viewing a car that's for sale with a trader which has some dodgy feedback in the dark.
The next train to arrive at platform 4.
Oh my god, what's this old clunker?
28 Transport for Wales, service to Aberystwyth.
Where they dug this one out from? It's like a museum piece. Oh well, that will be our train to get to Telford. We're now at Telford Central, as you can probably tell by the sign given away in the background. I've now got to get a taxi, and I will see you on the other side. So here I am in my new car. I've covered 20 miles already, heading back. I'm not going to bother giving you a walk around because I think I will have done a reveal video ahead of this. This is the story, the yeah, rather tiring story of how I collected the car. I'm back at Shrewsbury again. I'm probably going to stick some fuel in because I'm at a petrol station, although I think their prices might be horrific. No, 148.9 isn't so bad by today's standards. So slosh some fuel in and keep on driving. I'm just going to have a quick bite to eat and a drink, keep myself refreshed, and then we'll be onwards. But yeah, everything seems okay. I've been keeping such a nervous eye on that temperature gauge. Not helped when I went for a test drive, the chap turned the heater up as we were driving around. And you're like, why would you do that? I really don't know. Unless you were trying to hide a cooling problem. So I have been concerned about that, especially as there are some telltale signs. I think this car has got hot at some point, but yeah, hopefully we'll be all right. But yeah, it looks okay. Not perfect. I wasn't expecting it to be, but you don't really see them in any sort of condition. We've got some bubbling here, and we've got some bubbling just starting here as well. It's probably going to need addressing. There's been a bit of a knock on this front corner. I'll be going all through this in another video. It's had a tap on here that scraped some bumper off the paint, and I can smell oil leaking from the cam cover onto the exhaust, which I think is fairly common on these. Can I zoom out? Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, looking all right. No puddles underneath yet. No, I don't think so. I think we're all right. So I'm going to keep on driving. So yeah, this time of year it doesn't make for very exciting driving home footage, does it? This is most disappointing. That's about all you're getting. But yeah, I have been feeling very nervous about this one. More nervous than usual, and I think that's probably because, you know, £2 a good chunk of money. I should have bought one of these when they were like £700 or £800. They've never really got any cheaper than that, because they're actually very desirable and very often go for export. Oh, thank goodness the truck's not going the same way as us. Sorry, you're getting a fair chunk of phone mounted in that shot, aren't you? That's not very good. Oh well, I'm concentrating on driving, so tough, you'll have to live with it. But yeah, it does seem to drive well. We've got a bit of a resonance, but I think it's a heat shield up the front end, and there is a bit of an exhaust blow from the back. But yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be alright. Like I say, it's a lot of money for me. Even though I spent all that money on Giselle, £3,500, and I'm now having to pour more into her, it still feels like a lot of money. And it's kind of the problem that the peak cars for hubnutting, I think, are 1990s cars. It's where they got competent enough to be superb dailies, but weren't too complicated. I think by the time you get even to Betty's got multiplex wiring that scares the bejesus out of me, especially the other night all the dials randomly turned off as I was driving along the dual carriageway. That was exciting. Yeah, this is kind of on the cusp, and rarity is driving the values up, and that is a problem. This was a case of, I want that car, I may not get another chance to buy another one at this price, so I went for it. Hopefully it will pay off. We shall see. Sorry, I've removed the mics, so this is just on the phone's own microphone, so it probably sounds rubbish. But you don't come here for professionalism. I'm going to push on back to Wales because I've still got quite a long way to go. We are just leaving Shrewsbury. The speedo seems to overread quite dramatically, so an indicated 80 is actually 70, which makes me wonder if the tyres have been replaced with ones that are slightly too low profile. But yeah, the comfort feels good, car feels good. I'm going to keep on driving. Something I did forget to mention, sadly I didn't record it, but as we were coming along dual carriageway in Shrewsbury, we overtook a Ford Falcon limousine. One of the, is it FGX? One of the last of the line, presumably a Coleman Milne job. They also built hearses on the Falcon and Fair Lane platforms. So that was nice. I'm taking that as a good sign after what has been a trying car buying situation, given the woes of the one we didn't win on eBay, the Berlingo, the Peugeot Partner we did go to see, and it was absolutely awful, and we didn't even get to drive it. And yeah, all the frustrations of losing the Fiat key, getting stuck on a train. Hopefully this is all going to be alright. I won't quite believe it until I get home, I don't think. I'm just going to push on for home and hope for the best, really. It's all I can do, and I'll give you a final report when I get there. There's not much point recording as I'm driving along because look at it, you can't see anything. So very much the downsides of winter. The good news is we're home. The bad news, coolant.